No, I wouldn't go to a school reunion. I wouldn't because, I don't think you need to if you've got Facebook. because all the fucking girls at school that thought they were like really hot are like now fat, got 6 kids to 4 different dads. They're all fucking selling Avon and their own wax melts.
Yada sells Avon.
Just smiling.
Because I'm waiting for you to go. I'm trying not to laugh. Right.
Haven't said anything yet.
I know. God, we're just so funny.
Ey'up and now then, and welcome back to the Hangout with Adam and Matt. I'm Adam.
And I'm Matt.
Episode number 3. I hope you enjoyed the last couple. We're going to get into some more subjects today. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you might have noticed in the last episode we dropped the whole news small print thing. As I think we're just funny enough about it.
Yeah, we don't need it.
We kind of went over the amount of time that we even wanted to record for. So we're just going to go with the topic today and see where it takes us. So, Matt, what are we talking about today?
So we're talking about the supernatural.
Ooh.
Yeah. So anyway, let's have a catch up, mate.
Okay.
So how you been?
All right. Yeah. Just come back from Amsterdam.
Yeah.
More specific. Well, I did go to Amsterdam, but I went to Holland for work. Ended up in Den Haag or The Hague or whatever it is, and then ended up going back to Amsterdam. So I just had the afternoon for myself. Went in a couple of bars. The Guinness is quite good over there.
Yeah.
Disappointingly good.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like we're in the middle of Dublin and Amsterdam. We're in the middle, and it's like epic Guinness, bang average Guinness, epic Guinness.
Really?
It just sort of misses.
It's epic.
It was really good, like really good. I don't know why it was so good. Since the main booze over there is Heineken, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I liked Guinness. I've tried. It's just a weird taste. And I suppose if you drink it enough, you might get like accustomed to it. But I just don't know. I can't. Like people have said put blackcurrant in, and I just think that's criminal.
I think that's it's
like,
just
you should never. No. The only thing I've accepted before is putting like a slice of lime into like a Corona bottle. Or
that's yeah.
But that's as far as you go. You don't
fine.
Put fucking dilute in alcohol.
I'm not against it if it's in a lager. You know, if it were like a.
But then not dilute.
Not lager and black. Maybe a lime or something. I don't know, but I think lime's pretty good for that. But the Guinness it's one of them. I think I got to a certain age, and I just started liking stuff that older people like. I got into like really good wine and cheese, and just
oh God,
I know. I got to like 28, and it's like, well, I'm nearly 30 now, so
let's drink wine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love red wine.
Again, I can't touch wine.
Oh wow.
I wish I could. You know, like you've seen it, like you watch some cooking shows like Gordon Ramsay and stuff like that. They're cooking a really nice steak. And then they're cooking with some homemade chips and stuff like that. And then they pull out a bottle of fucking red wine and it looks incredible. Yeah. I can't.
No, see, a good steak with a good red wine is just one of the finest things in life. It's so good.
I think the sort of wines I've had, they've been quite vinegary. And I just can't get off at tasting. It's not great. Maybe that's just because it's not been good wine. It's probably just been like cheap wine from Tesco's.
There's probably that because people that don't necessarily drink much wine and just have the odd bottle are the kind of people that might spend like 4, 5, 6 quid on one.
Yeah.
So then you're not really getting into like the good stuff. I mean, there's good ones. I like a Trevento, and that's probably like 7, 8 quid a bottle.
Okay.
And that's a good one.
Really?
But yeah, there's a lot of cheap, nasty wines out there.
Yeah, and I find them quite sharp tasting.
Yeah, and there's probably so many different kinds of red wine that you might even like one of them, even though you don't like the rest.
Yeah.
It's one of them. It's a weird one. But yeah, love me Guinness. I don't know why it's so average in England. Apart from Liverpool, you get a good pint of Guinness in Liverpool.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's literally just across the border.
Exactly. It's close enough to Dublin. There's a lot of Irish people live in Liverpool, so it has to be good, I suppose. But yeah, that was it. I felt pretty stoned. I mean, I'm not into weed. Like, I don't smoke weed. I know looking at me, I might look a little bit like a stoner, but like I'm not. It's not for me. And I was sat there in a pub called the Bulldog, I think it was, which is like quite a famous place where I didn't know when I went in, but quite a famous one where people go and smoke weed and stuff. And I was sat there with a Heineken, and I was like, oh, smell that. And then like I look around and everyone's blazing up. I was like, I had 2 pints in there. I walked out. I was like, I am baked.
Can you get secondhand baked?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, especially indoors because it's like a fucking hotboxing basically.
Yeah.
So there's so many people sat around and smoke. I'm secondhand stoned.
So a good trip then.
Yeah, in both senses of the word. Yeah.
And you was only there for what, just under 24 hours?
Literally. So I flew out from Birmingham, didn't really get into the hotel until about midnight. Out of the hotel again for about 5:30 in the morning. I was done what I needed to do for about 9 a.m. So from where I was in Den Haag, went over to Amsterdam, and I was there until my flight at 7 p.m. So I walked about 8 miles or so, just walking around the town and stuff. And
I mean, if you're there for that little amount of time, you might as well sort of make use of your time there and do it.
Yeah, exactly. There was nothing else to do, so I was like, well, I'll just go and have a few beers then before I get to the plane. So yeah, it was nice though.
And I suppose it was nice
back.
not to have to drive as well.
Yeah. Train system was good as well. Like really easy to get about, like from where I was. So yeah, it was nice. What have you been up to? You seem ready for that.
I'm ready. Right. So, was having a discussion about something at work today.
Okay.
Bovril.
Love a Bovril.
Love a Bovril.
Love a Bovril.
Normal Northerners love Bovril. Yeah. Especially if you football fans. It's the norm.
Half time.
Bovril and a pie.
Yeah.
Chicken balti pie.
It has to be chicken balti. It's the best.
Yeah. Now, you only replace a Bovril with a pint if you're not driving. If you're driving, obviously, zero tolerance on drink driving.
Yeah, go and have your pint.
A Bovril.
But if you're driving, Bovril.
Right. So, it's winter. It's cold.
Yeah.
So, get out the Bovrils.
100%.
I take Bovrils to work.
Yeah. Did you get the stack cup things?
Oh, I got the... No.
You got the actual...
I got the stock cubes. So it's even stronger.
Oh, wow.
Good stuff.
So you've gone hardcore with
I've gone fucking hardcore, right? I got told that I was dying because I drink Bovril. That does not make sense.
Dying?
Yes. Now, the person who said that I'm dying because I drink Bovril says that that's what they give to old people in hospitals when they're dying. Like, I was like, do you mean Lucozade?
Yeah.
Like, I know they give Lucozade, but Bovril.
I've never heard that. But even so, you don't need to be dying to have a Bovril.
Exactly, right. Do you know what? And people know me at work for bringing Bovril. I didn't take none last year, and people was asking me, like, Matt, where's the Bovril? Like, what's going on? So, yes, for any of you watching at work, who I work with, yes, Bovrils are back.
100%.
And for you, motherfucker, who said it was for old people that are dying, fuck you. Fuck you. It's not for old people.
It's literally not. It's like, that's... Just think about a weekend of football. How many tens of thousands of people having a Bovril at a match?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like one of them things that goes hand in hand with going to the match.
Like, don't get me wrong.
Match, get pie, drink Bovril.
Go home.
Go home, exactly.
Hopefully
lose.
Happy.
Lose, go home.
Yeah, but, don't get me wrong. It's not like I sit at home drinking a bloody Bovril.
I can't say I've ever had one at home.
Like, I very rarely drink hot drinks at home as it is.
Yeah,
I normally drink it like at work or at other people's houses.
Yeah.
So, Bovril is chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
I'm with
in
you.
winter.
100% with you.
It's not for old people.
It's not. I mean, they're allowed it.
Exactly. Well, of course
it's
they
not
are.
stopping them having it.
Of course they are.
It's not for old people. It's for everybody.
Exactly.
I'm not having that.
Fuck you. Anyway. So, I've been rewatching The Big Bang Theory.
Love it.
Right. And it just got me thinking, like, because for me, The Big Bang Theory is one of those TV series I have to watch at least once a year. Without fail. I have to watch it once a year.
It's a lot of episodes as well.
And it is. And it's great. And again, TV series aren't like this nowadays. Because I think it's like 24, 22 episodes in one season of The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, about 24.
Whereas nowadays, you're lucky if you get fucking 8.
Every 2 years.
Every 2 years. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, they blamed it on the writer's block. Was it the writer's block or something?
Writer's strike.
Writer's strike, that's it. Fuck you. It doesn't take 2 years to fucking make a TV series.
I never got the strike as well, because that just means they're not in the office, right? It'd be like creative people are just always creating at home, aren't they?
Exactly.
Like if they're writing a script and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Like,
And obviously during COVID, actors was acting from home, especially if they was doing animated stuff, because they're basically doing similar to what we're doing. They're setting up a microphone and just
actors,
recording.
Yeah.
You know, just reading from a script. So, I don't get it. But anyway, so Big Bang Theory is one of mine. I've got to watch every year.
Yeah.
Another TV series I've got to watch every year is How I Met Your Mother.
I've never seen that.
Oh, man.
I've always seen the clips. Funnily enough, that's how I got into Big Bang Theory. It's
Really?
Like, it's just watching the clips, like on Reels or on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. And I always, like, I don't think I watched any of the Big Bang Theory until way after the last one. Like, it had completely done by the time I started. But I was always seeing clips. I was like, this looks so funny. I'm like, where is it? And I looked on Netflix, and I started from, like, beginning to end. And I think I've watched it through probably 4 or 5 times, the entire thing.
It's great.
It's one of the things, because I'm away a lot, I'll put it on in the background while I'm in bed. It's just on like Netflix playing, and it's just like, I know exactly what's coming, and I still laugh at it.
Yeah,
it's just
funny.
Like it's I don't know why. I don't know why I connect with it so much, because like a lot of people compare it to Friends, and I don't like Friends. I've never found Friends funny.
Friends. Yeah, it's not my favourite. It's good. I like it, but it's not my favourite.
Yeah.
But How I Met Your Mother is so good.
Yeah, maybe I have to get into that.
You need to watch it. Yeah, it's really good. And funny enough, they're all pretty much like American sitcoms and that.
Yeah.
And then for films, by God, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, it's got to be watched once a year. The whole Harry Potter films, again, got to be watched once a year.
Harry Potter, definitely. Especially around this time of year.
That's what I was going to say, right? Is Harry Potter becoming a Christmas film?
I think it applies from autumn. Especially when you look at like Prisoner of Azkaban, which is like really sort of sepia and like almost a Halloween-y vibe.
Yes.
I think the first film especially is like a Christmas film almost.
Yeah.
It's really sweet, and it's got the Christmas scenes in it and stuff. Yep. But they get watched every single year in this house.
Yeah. It's a must. Yeah. Like, and a lot of people might be like, "Oh my God, there's 2 fucking 30-year-old men watching Harry Potter." Like, oh my God, grow up.
Don't care.
We grew up watching it. I read the books before the films.
So we're like the same age as the actors.
Yes.
So we grew up being the age that they were in the films.
Exactly.
And obviously, I've gone and read the books and stuff as well. But like, the films specifically, we were about the same age as the actors. So when the first films came out, it was conceivable that we was the age to go to Hogwarts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just waiting for that letter.
Still waiting for the letter, but
it never arrived.
Yeah, they never arrived.
Dirty muggles.
Fuckers. So.
But yeah, so do you have any that you need to watch like once a year, every year at least?
I don't think I set out to watch any specifically every year, but like there will be a point throughout the year where I've watched all the Big Bang Theory, probably. Harry Potter gets watched every year. And I think another that I watch continuously, not on purpose, but whenever it's on TV, is like Only Fools and Horses.
Yes.
It's just all the time. I've like that's on gold. There's nothing on, and Only Fools and Horses is on gold. So it's like, yeah, that's what's on. Love it. And I know what's coming. I've been watching that since I was a kid. I've seen every episode 100 times, and it's still hilarious. It's just so good. Like, and John Sullivan, who was the writer of that, died, so they decided they weren't going to make any more, which is the saddest thing because it could go forever. There hasn't been an episode of it for 22 years or something. 22 years. That's the last episode.
Wow.
And like even that was like a one-off special because it basically ended in the 90s. It's like, fuck, it's so good though. Like, yeah. But I don't think anything specifically. Sophie is one for like Christmas. There's certain ones that have got to be watched.
Yes.
So
only in December though.
It kind of starts in November for us.
Yeah, you're forced.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
There's always that argument, isn't there? For me, Christmas begins December the 1st and ends January the 1st.
Yeah. I went through a stage of hating Christmas.
Yeah.
I was full on Ebenezer Scrooge, Grinch, all of them. That was me at one bit. Hated it. It just seemed like, and I think it probably is for a lot of people, but maybe for different reasons. But for me, I always thought it was like one of the most depressing times of the year.
Yeah, it can be.
Like, I think the weather doesn't help with that, but I just think, you know, everyone goes on about it being about like family or this, that, and the other. I just think like, yeah, it is, and that's my favourite part about Christmas is like getting together with the family and stuff. But I just think it's such a depressing time. I don't know if it's because like a load of rubbish things that have happened to me in my life have happened around that time, so maybe I just associated it with that. But Christmas has become like, oh, do you know what? I could fucking do without it. And to be honest, I've been like that this year. Like, if fucking Christmas didn't happen this year, fine. So maybe you should do Christmas every 2 years.
No. No. I agree with you because I was the same. Like, all I was really looking forward to a Christmas dinner, and it sounds really horrible, I wasn't even bothered about spending time with family as much. I'm like a hermit. I like my own sort of space. I like my own bubble. Obviously, I do like spending time with family. Don't get me wrong, obviously, but it changed for me having a kid. Like,
yeah, I'm sure it's a completely different experience for you.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still not a massive fan of Christmas in general, but just knowing how excited JR gets, it's just amazing. And like, you know, you don't have to buy her a lot. She's still young, so you know the expensive presents are still in the locker away.
She'll be wanting iPads and new fucking AirPods and all sorts.
Yeah, mate, she's already started talking about phones.
Yeah.
She's 6.
Yeah. But I mean, do you remember how like you could literally implode of excitement when you was a kid at Christmas?
You used to sneak downstairs and like open one small present.
Yeah.
Turns out it was like a CD or something. But who fucking cares? It was like so good.
Yeah.
But no, that's the thing. Like, just waking up and seeing JR so excited and so happy.
Yeah.
And then you open the presents, and like after every present, like I've never known a kid to be so bloody grateful. And I'm obviously I'm going to be biased because it's my child.
No, but she's
like
something
every
else.
present, she's like, oh my God, this is the best ever. Oh my God, I love it so much. And she's cuddling it, and she's like, thank you. And she's asking, like, who's it from? It's like, oh, this is from your Auntie Mel. And she's like, oh, I love Auntie Mel so much. And stuff like that. And then, you know, he just makes it better.
Yeah.
And then once you've got over the opening of the presents, it's the dinner.
Scran.
It's the best dinner.
Yeah. And you can drink as much as you want and eat as much, and it's no one bats an eyelid. You do that in the middle of June, everyone's like, you want to fucking slow down a bit. Because it's Christmas, you're just like, fucking, fill your boots. You not got a drink in your hand?
Yeah, come on, guys, what's happening here? Why are you on the slur?
I'll tell you what, I think we should do a Christmas episode. We've been going on a bit there. It's about Christmas, so I reckon we should do a Christmas episode.
Yeah. And I've got a really good idea.
Okay.
Really good.
Okay.
I'm not going to reveal it.
Okay.
I'll tell you off camera.
Let's do a Christmas episode.
But definitely.
And see if you can change my mind about how much I hate it.
Okay. Okay. Challenge accepted.
Right. Should we get into the episode?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. So we're talking about supernatural?
Supernatural, yeah.
Okay.
So it's just basically like, has things ever happened that people can't explain? You see all these like episodes on TV where it's like they'll show fucking Bigfoot running through the forest, and it's like, can this be a bear? Is this Bigfoot? Who knows? You decide, and all that. So I just thought,
that supernatural?
I mean, no, not Bigfoot. Maybe not. But I mean, no.
Unless it was a ghost of Bigfoot.
Maybe. Because that guy's been alive a long time now.
Yeah,
so maybe
he must have died at some point.
Maybe he was a real, and now he's dead.
It's the ghost of Bigfoot.
It's the ghost of Bigfoot. We'll go with the ghost of Bigfoot. So, no, I just thought what's been interesting to find out is basically what's the most haunted place in the UK?
All right.
So, went on Google, typed it in. What is the most haunted place in the UK? And it is called Pluckley in Kent. Now, this place is actually in the Guinness World Book of Records.
The house in Pluckley, is it?
The house.
Is it a house?
It's no, just the village.
Oh, the village.
The village, the town in general is deemed the most haunted place in the UK,
right.
Like officially by the Guinness World Book of Records. And it's on paper basically saying there's at least 13 to 14 different ghosts there. So they've got one of, they call it the Shrieking Man. They've got one of like a highwayman. They've even got one of a lady that likes to set herself on fire.
Well, that's nice.
She might not be dead. That might be real.
That's just some
They're just
random old
claiming
bat.
it as a fucking ghost. And then they've got other things involved. Like they've had a lot of tragic moments. Like there was, I think it was on record of a man that was found under a collapsed clay wall and that he died under it. And I don't know how long he'd been there for, but they found him dead. There's been people, a woman that killed herself because she was involved in a love triangle. There was something about a gypsy as well that had died there. So there's like all these different type of ghosts and stuff like that. And it'd be interesting to go and actually spend a night or two down there to see really if it is the most haunted place in the UK.
I've got questions.
Okay.
How have Guinness World Records measured that it's haunted?
Just standing there in the street with his clipboard. Yep, that's a highwayman.
That's the grey lady. I love.
You're right, dog. Shrieking. Yeah, there he goes. Hey. Hey. Yep, tick that one off. Gypsy. No. He's alive. No. Cross that one off. Yeah, it's interesting of like how that's been recorded.
Yeah,
I'd like to know that.
How'd you know?
I'm just imagining some man in a suit, just standing with a clipboard, just ticking off fucking ghosts.
There's just fucking ghouls flying everywhere. Oh yeah, this is fucked around here, isn't it?
Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Maybe that's who they went to call, but they called the Guinness World Book of Records instead.
What the fuck are you doing here? We've got ghosts. Oh, well, I've got my clipboard anyway.
I'm going to record it. I will make this a world record.
Have you ever like seen a ghost?
Right. It's really hard to say yes because I'm very, very skeptical on the matter.
So am I. But like, have you ever been like, it can't be anything else? Have you ever been like super like, well, it definitely is?
I mean, I don't know if I could say for definite. It's just, I remember, so basically I was 10 years old and I was living in a house in Torworth near Rantskill. And I remember my dad at the time had gone to a computer fair with a couple of his friends. So in the house was just me, my mum, and my two brothers, I believe. Mm-hmm. Now, I was a middle child, so I used to get away with a few things a bit more. You know, got to stay up a bit later and stuff because I was a favourite child. Anyway, no longer am. My dad had gone to the computer fair. My mum was watching the teletext on bloody horse racing.
Teletext.
On teletext.
On teletext,
right. My two brothers were in bed and they were fast on, and I was allowed to stay downstairs and had like hot chocolate and was just like watching the teletext. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but in our back room leading to our back door, we used to have like a pull-out bed, like a sofa bed that goes to like a double bed.
Yeah.
So I used to like sleeping in there because obviously I'd share a bedroom with two brothers, a younger and an older one. So I used to like it because it felt like it was my own room. Yeah. And in there was like, they used to have the computer in there, the family computer.
Yeah.
So I was in there one night, in the room one day, and she said to me, she's like, right, go in there, go and get your undress ready for bed. I'm just going to go and check on your brothers and I'll come and make sure you're okay before I go to bed myself. So I went like tootling around the corner, through the kitchen, through to the back room. And I remember the sofa bed was already made up ready. And I sat down on the bed and I took my t-shirt off. And as I took my t-shirt off, it felt like someone had touched my shoulder. Mm. Now, bear in mind, my back's towards the kitchen and I'm facing the back door.
Yeah.
So I've looked around and I'm like, I thought it might have been my mum. I thought, well, that was quick. And there was no one there. And I was a bit spooked. I was like, no, it definitely felt like something touched me. Mm. So I like stood up really like sheepishly slow and started walking around the corner towards the kitchen. And I don't know why. I don't know why in my head I felt like I had to. But I turned round and looked at the back door. And from what I remember, I just saw like an outline of a black figure, like shaded out figure. Yeah. No facial features, no clue, just a shaded figure.
Yeah.
And I could understand if it was coming from like through the door and someone might have been stood at the back door, but it wasn't. It was in the room. Like I saw shoulders, arms, legs, but nothing of like definitive.
It was as if it was a shadow, basically.
Yeah, like a shadow man. Yeah. And I screamed. I screamed like a little girl. I ran. And I remember I was screaming that hard and loud. And when I ran around the corner, went through the living room to the stairs and started running up the stairs. Obviously, my mum had heard me at this point and she started coming down and I met her halfway down the stairs. And she's like, oh my God, Matt, what's the matter? What's the matter? I couldn't breathe.
Oh my God.
I could not breathe. Like, I couldn't even get my words out. I was that spooked. Like, and she's like thinking, shit, someone broke in. Someone fucking broke into the house. And she's like, quick, get upstairs. I'll go and have a look and all this. Nothing. No one there. My dad had not come back. He didn't come back for like another half an hour or so. So it was weird. And I couldn't sleep. I couldn't settle. Yeah. All I kept thinking about was this black figure, shadowed figure. It was like,
and how old
I can't
are you
explain
then?
it. I was 10.
10.
So, and I don't know if Torworth is renowned for being haunted. Obviously, you don't know if people might have died in the house before. As a 10-year-old kid, I mean, I wouldn't have known that information anyway. Yeah. But it spooked me, and I can't explain it. Yeah. I can't explain it.
It's weird, isn't it? It's always a bit weird when you're younger as well, because when you're 10, you're a bit more impressionable, aren't you? So, like, you probably convince yourself that something's there. Yeah. Not to say, there isn't, but it's like your imagination when you're a kid. It's just like, I think sometimes you maybe see things that aren't there. But I've had similar, well, not similar to that, I suppose, but I've had experiences when I've been younger that other people have been there to witness. There was once, and we lived in, it was a Victorian built house, like 3 stories, and it had a long galley kitchen, like a bit like my old house, and then the bathroom is at the end of it. So it's like you've got a door, to your left is a bathroom, and then to your right you walk through the kitchen to like a dining room sort of thing. And there was a knife. My mum still got it. It's a really old knife. It was on I don't know why it was still on the kitchen side, but it was on the kitchen side. I was walking through the kitchen. I think my sister had just come out of just opened the door, so she'd seen it happen. She wasn't anywhere near the knife, neither was I, thankfully. And she opened the door, and this knife just flew off at me. Really? And just fell to the floor. And she'd opened the door the second it had happened, so she saw it. I'm like, what the fuck? I was just a bit like, it wasn't it was like on the middle of the kitchen side, so it wasn't like it just gone and fell off. And it came with some velocity as well, as if someone had swiped it off the table.
I feel like this is a story that you and Nat have decided to tell. She threw a knife at you, didn't she?
No, she did, but not that occasion. She did used to fucking chase her with a knife. She probably did it with a she's like Matilda. She saw the knife, was like...
He ate my chocolate bar.
Yeah. No, but yeah, ask her. It's like, and it was just so weird how that happened. And then that house, I think, people said it was haunted or whatever anyway. It was an old Victorian house. I think it had like cow sheds at the bottom of the garden. And I think someone killed themselves in there or hung themselves in there, something like that. God. So, so there's just certain things you can't explain. And to this day, I've never been able to like rationalise how that could have happened. It didn't just fall off the side. It like almost flew onto the side opposite. It was like it went with that much. That was really weird. I went to Newark Castle once on like a ghost hunt.
Oh, were you on a ghost hunt?
Yeah. Years ago now. Probably about 15 years ago. I was about 14 or 15. And got this tour around, and a bit like fucking Derek Acora, you know what I mean? Like some guy fucking really hamming it up. And they had like the whole reading, the thing where it can detect changes in atmospheric stuff, and where they think they're basically getting presence of a ghost or whatever. Mm-hmm. And we went into this one room where apparently, why is most haunted places? Because people have killed themselves. But like, apparently some duke, who wasn't the king, but someone high up in the hierarchy was sort of like had killed himself in this room, and he was talking about how when they show a presence, the atmosphere changes and like there's a bit of a sting in the air. And as he'd said it, there was really you could feel this thing in the air, and I was like, that's really weird. Or is that just we've all just thought the same thing, and everything's gone a lot quieter now and stuff like that? Yeah,
is it like sort of like a subconscious thing? They've done experiments, haven't they, where they've been at a cinema and then they've put like during the film just flash up yawn, very like split second, so you don't even really notice it, and then they watch a load of people start yawning, and it's subconsciously your brain's just going.
Subliminal stuff is mental, and like Darren Brown is epic for that, isn't he? Yeah. He just like puts stuff in your mind, and then all of a sudden you're just doing what he wants you to do, and he's never said what to do. Yeah. Like, he's awesome at that. But further around the tour, I went into this Undercroft thing, and it's apparently that's where they would torture people they'd captured in like civil wars and all this kind of stuff. And the Jews, all these different torture methods. And while I was there, like all my joints were killing me, like for no reason, like my ankles, knees, like
What, just started hurting?
wrists, elbows. I was all like, oh my God, like there's this like pain come over me. And then I was asking like after the tour, I was like, so like what sort of thing did they do to people down here? And it's like, oh, we put them on like the rack and stuff like that. They would torture people. And I thought about it, and it's like, well, if you're on the rack, you're getting stretched basically. So
yeah.
And they'll dislocate parts of your. So the first bit's to go your joints, and I was like, that's so weird. Like my ankles, knees, like wrists and elbows were all killing. It's like, well, if you're getting pulled apart, all of them are going to go, aren't they?
Oh God, don't.
So it was really weird because I didn't know about that until afterwards, and I was in like agony. And as soon as I come out, I was all right. So I don't know how to explain that.
No, that's weird because like to talk about it and then to start feeling your joints hurting is weird. Like there's nothing that they can do to make your joints hurt. It's not like they can put like a white noise on or something like subliminary that makes your mind think about whatever. Yeah. It's your joints are hurting just by talking about it. And
well, it wasn't from talking about it. That's the thing. It was just hurting while I was down there. It wasn't until after we came out
that he said,
oh yeah, the torture methods that the Jews down here are like.
And that's even crazier.
So that's what I mean. It's not that he said it and I was like, oh yeah, my knees are hurting now. No, it weren't like that. It was just like I was stood there while they was talking about certain people and stuff like that and the history of the castle. And it wasn't until afterwards that I found out that's like they got tortured in the Undercroft thing using things that would actually fucking pull you apart. I was like, that's weird because I was feeling it before they'd even mentioned it.
Can you remember we went to go watch Psychic Medium in Mansfield? Can you remember the guy with the arm? And he had the artist.
Was he called Stephen Holbrook? Was that him?
I'm not sure. I can't remember his name.
Yeah. I'm very skeptical of those people.
Yes, because it can be such stage. Anyway, but can you remember like with his arm? He said that when his spirit guide was with him, his arm would go stiff to his body and it was stone cold and you could not physically move his arm. Yeah. And he went round the audience asking them to like try and move his arm. Yeah. And no one could do it. Now, you could say them sort of things are staged. They put people into the audience.
They put vulnerable people into a crowd. And just, I don't know. I'm very skeptical of that stuff.
And it's like, obviously he had the artist with him, didn't he? So when he was talking about the spirit that he was having a connection with, the artist was then drawing the picture of said person. Yeah. And I remember we were talking to that female and male a few rows in front of us. Yeah. And it was talking about a grandparent, whether it was a granddad or grandma. Yeah. And it was telling them things and they're sort of like going like, oh yeah, that's him and blah, blah, blah. And then when they finally shown the drawing, it was a younger version of their granddad. Yeah. And like, did she start crying or was like, oh my God, like, yeah, that's him. And like, yeah. And I just think that's staged.
She's got to know.
Like they must know already.
Yeah. Either that or, and I think some psychics do this, is they'll like stalk people's Facebook and stuff like that.
But will they be able to stalk people's Facebooks? Did they have the information of the names of people who bought tickets?
Yeah, probably.
Really?
Yeah. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So if they go into their accounts and stuff and they can see, people putting on R.I.P. Granddad and all this and the other, and then a photo of him, Granddad never used Facebook when he was alive, but okay. he can read it now.
Make a note of that. That's Keith.
Fucking hell. I mean, there were one, weren't there, at that night, and it was on about the. You've got some wood in your back garden. It's like fucking a lot of people have wood in their back garden. Like, fucking hell. Like,
you need to do something with that wood. No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there forever.
I'm going to build a shed. Fucking weirdo. Yeah, that is, and that's why I'm very skeptical of it. Yeah. Because,
Because it can be can't it? It can be manipulated.
Yeah, and that goes into the, as the, I don't know if they still class them as that, as the gypsy women who had like the crystals and stuff, and you'd go in there and they'd tell you about yourself. Yeah. Now, and some of them, I just...
Some of that is...
I'm getting
I'm getting the word nonce.
But it is, isn't it? It's like I'm sensing the presence of a male.
Yeah.
Ah, well, fucking well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, you've got two to choose from.
He's got an A in his name. Like, a lot of
Now have a
have.
think, and it's like, well, yeah. So they're putting these words out there, and then you're just like, oh, I'm seeing a, and they go so stereotypical as well. So I'm seeing a man. He had a walking stick and white hair, and it's like that's everyone's grandparents, isn't it?
Literally.
Like, you know, fucking Dara O'Brien saw a fucking great one. He said when he was back in Ireland, it's in this psychic medium on TV, and like goes out into the crowd and said, and bear in mind this is in Ireland, he said, has anyone lost a Mary? And he went, in Ireland. He said people lost Marys on the way here. Fucking hell. Has anyone lost a Mary in Ireland? Fucking hell. Has anyone lost a Patrick? Fucking all the hands go up. Yeah.
Has anyone had a Guinness tonight? Arms are up. Fucking hell. It's like I used to watch the TV series like Most Haunted. What's the other one? Paranormal Investigations and stuff.
What's the one with Derek Carr?
That's Most Haunted.
Is that Most Haunted?
Yeah.
It's getting all cold and dark.
Was it Yvette Fielding or Yvonne Fielding? One of something like that.
I don't know.
And Carl, the husband Carl. So I used to like enjoy watching it because I've always wanted to believe that it could be real. Like, especially like when you lose a loved one. Like, I remember when I lost my nan Ethel.
Yeah.
And it would have been so nice to be getting contact with her again and just, imagine if you could talk to them and just sort of tell them how your life's been and just have like a catch up and knowing that they're still there and they're still watching. That would be nice.
It's a nice idea. I think that's why a lot of people do believe it. It's because it's like comforting.
Yeah.
To know that, like, there's an afterlife or there's something else.
Yeah.
I think it's comforting for people, I guess.
I just want to ask her the secret to her egg custard tarts because they were like the best ever. But again, with the TV series, it can so be easily staged. Yeah. They've got a cameraman or a couple of cameramen, women, whatever. They're all in one room and stuff. So what's the saying that someone's in another room, just like tapping on the wall somewhere in a different room, and then they're like, then he scarpers out the room and they're like, oh my god, right, that's coming from next door. Yeah. We need to go there right after the break. It's like,
get out, we're coming in next door.
It's like it could be so easily staged, and it's so hard to determine whether it could be real or not. Yeah. You've been in houses before where the pipes will rattle randomly through night. So who's to say that the fucking pipes aren't just rattling? You've got a rat in wall that's climbing pipes.
I heard banging in the night last night. It was really random. It's like, have you got your heating set to automatic to come on in the morning? Because it's probably the pipes heating up. Like, you can usually explain a lot of it.
They stay in like active hotels and like, I heard loads of banging and moaning in the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
sure you did.
Trev next door were having a good night.
Oh, fucking was. That room's been empty for years, though. Bullshit.
Yeah. And the thing is, especially if you go to somewhere that is specifically a haunted hotel, like the staff are going to make it haunted, aren't they?
Oh my god!
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think there's like YouTubers and they go to like haunted places and stuff. Specifically, this is a haunted hotel.
Yes.
So they've gone to it and it's like, oh, we heard banging and this that, and the other. It's like, yeah, it's probably Debbie downstairs going, make sure they hear something,
And that's it. And that I'd love to, because you can actually book, I don't know if it's called an event or whatever, but you can book to go and stay in like haunted locations overnight.
I'd go for it.
Oh my god, I want to do it.
Because I so like don't believe in it. But then, I'd love it to be like, okay, that's fucking weird.
Exactly. But then again, because it's like booking it through an event, are they going to make it scary to make you like enjoy the experience?
That's what I mean. Yeah, like,
and that's why I don't want that. I want to basically take a sleeping bag into this haunted place with just myself. No, not just myself.
I'll come. I'll hold your hand.
Thank you. But that's just someone to come with me and just have a very minimal group that aren't going to be dickheads and fucking tap things and make, be a bit dick. Actually take it a bit serious.
Yeah.
And just experience it and just see if anything happens.
Yeah.
You got to take your phones and record, see if you can catch anything.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it.
Yeah.
And then wake up at morning to a bacon butty.
Sounds perfect.
Yorkshire tea.
Yorkshire tea.
Sorted.
Sounds good.
Keith can be upstairs banging all he wants.
Shut up, Cave.
Trying to make me fucking butty. Shut up, pal. So I'd love to do that. I tell you what else that I'd like to believe, that there's life after death. Like, I remember an old neighbour when I was a child. Basically, I was quite a clever little kid. I was a bit advanced in some areas. And I remember like saying my parents telling me that they've said this before, saying that I'd walked this earth before. Now, and someone said it exactly the same as JR. You know, some random old dear that's like, oh my God, look how cute that kid is. Yeah. And then, you know, they're talking to her and something's like, oh, you've walked this earth before, haven't you? And it's like, how do you know? Well,
I feel like because of JR, because she's like a fully grown woman in a 6-year-old's body. And
literally.
At times, like
the sass that comes out of that.
Oh my God, yeah.
I won't change it. I just love it. It's great.
So funny. We was watching United Wednesday the other week in the pub. United scored, and I'm like, yes. Bear in mind, she's 6. She was like, oh my God, you are so embarrassing.
Yeah, like shaking her head. Oh my God, Uncle Adam, you're so embarrassing.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's funny. But then it just makes you wonder, doesn't it? Because I know something else that they say, you know, like birthmarks. They say apparently that birthmarks is a symbol of how you died in a previous life. Now, I think I've got a birthmark on my back / hip, and it's like a sizable birthmark. But it could be determined that in a previous life I could have been stabbed, and I've died from that injury.
Yeah, and
then you've been reincarnated as a newborn baby, but you still have the birthmark to show that how you died. And do you know what else I've heard as well that they've said? You know how babies come out crying? Yeah. Well, they say that that's you in a previous life. Yeah. Crying because I've heard that you're about to lose all your memory, and it's like I forgot how to pull women.
And you've still never remembered.
Exactly. But imagine like, oh my God, I can't touch alcohol until I'm 12, 18. But it's weird to think, and it would be nice to think that there is life after death. Like, surely to God, when you die, that's not it. Like, you just die and that's it. Your life's done.
I think there's nothing.
Do you really think so?
Yeah, I think, and I'm completely with Ricky Gervais on this, where he's like, people say, well, if you're like an atheist and you don't believe in afterlife and stuff like that, then what's the point in living? And it's like, I mean, but it's like, what is it to live for then? And then his reply is, well, I've got nothing to die for. That's the thing. Yeah, enjoying it while I'm here, sort of thing. So I'm a bit like that, and I just think like, I don't think there's anything logically. Your brain dies and your consciousness goes with it, I guess. Yeah. So it seems like a depressing outlook, but it's like, well, that's probably really what happened.
But then, you know, I've heard stories of people that have like came back to life after dying. Yeah. And they've spoken about the experiences they've had on the other side. And it just makes you wonder.
It does. I wonder if that's just the brain shutting off, though. You know, people say like, oh, my life flashed before my eyes. It's just like, you know, it's just the computer shutting down sort of thing.
Do.
You know, like, yeah, it's interesting. And I understand why people certainly want to believe it. I mean, it'd be awesome if there actually was an afterlife, because it was like, right, I can try again. Not do all the fuck ups I did this time around. You know, but yeah, I just think like when you die, that's it. So it just makes you appreciate what you've got while you're here, sort of thing.
Yeah, and I think that's why people say like YOLO, like you only live once, because it's true. You only live once, so you make your life in the present as best as it can be and fulfill everything that you wish to do. Yeah. Because once you've gone, you've gone.
Yeah. I think that's why age terrifies me a little bit. Yeah. Like I got depressed 2 years before I was 30. Like the idea of being 30 when I was 28, I was like, and it literally like really fucking bothered me for 2 years. I turned 30 and it never bothered me. The day on my birthday, I was like, oh, I'm 30. I'm just another year older, sort of thing. But the idea of getting old, and I think, how long realistically am I going to live for? Another 50 years, maybe.
If you're lucky.
If I'm lucky. Maybe 81 in 50 years. So it's like, fucking hell, 50 years. Wow, that's not that long, is it? Do you know what I mean? Like, and you get faced with your mortality.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's not.
When you think about it, it's like, wow, I've got like 50 years, which is just more than half of what I've lived, basically.
Yeah, and when you think about it, we're halfway to being 60.
Yeah. So this time, if I live my entire life again, I'll be 62. You'll be 62. And that's like, well, you're getting close to retiring. And then how long have you got?
Close to retiring.
Well, we won't be.
Yeah. We'll be dying at work.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like you just face, if you break it down, you're faced with your mortality. You think, fucking hell, that's not long, is it?
It's not. Really.
Yeah. So.
Especially how, and I feel like it's definitely, again, another age thing, but as you get older, time goes by so quick.
I think there's probably a science to that, is like the perspective. So when you're at school, and then a school day takes a fucking week.
Yeah.
Done it? Like, or the idea of I remember being in like year 9 and think at the start of year 9. So I have another 3 years of school. I hated school. So then I look back now and it's like, I've been left school longer than I was ever there.
Yes.
Now.
Yeah.
I've been left school
2009.
So
15.
Nearly 16 years I've been left school. You're only in school for 11.
Yeah. Oh, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. And I've been left longer than I was ever there. And it doesn't feel like that long ago I was at school.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it, when you think about it. Have you ever had a school reunion?
No, and I wouldn't fucking go if we had one.
Do you know?
Honestly, I fucking wouldn't.
I would. I think I would. It'd just be interesting to see people. Like, I've changed physically a lot. Not just the fact I've got man titties now, but like in facial features and stuff.
Yeah,
like, I feel like I've matured like a fine wine.
Yeah.
I've got a lot better with age. And I know I've been out in town before.
Yeah.
And people have been like, not recognised me until someone literally goes, oh, you know who that is, don't you?
Yeah.
That's Mountain.
Yeah.
That's Mountain. They're like, that's Mountain.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
That scrawny kid.
Oh my God. Like, you're Matt Mountain.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And it is. And I think I'd love to just, not even to like glow or just to see how people's fucking gone on a downer or if they've done really well, because I couldn't give a fuck about other people and what they've done.
Yeah.
But it'd just be interesting to just see how life's gone for different people and what areas of their lives sort of gone fast or gone slow. Like, have they got kids? Are they married? Like, career-wise?
Yeah.
Like, I remember, like, one lad, he was fucking so smart. And I swear to God, he was going to be working for, like, Rolls-Royce or NASA or something like that. And it'd be interesting to know, like, if he actually fulfilled his potential.
Yeah.
Like, I know my potential was fucking down the pan. That's why I joined the army. Because I couldn't be a footballer. So I kind of came to grips with that. And I knew that, again, I'm like a hermit. I love my hometown. Yeah, it's a shithole.
But it's our shithole.
But it's our shithole. Yeah, exactly. And I'm I love where I live and where I've been brought up.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, I have lived in other areas and stuff, and I do like other areas. And I'd be open to living in different areas again, like moving forward in the future, especially like retiring and stuff. I'd love to, like, I always talk about going to live abroad. Like,
oh, yeah, 100%.
Norway. I love Norway as a country.
I'll go somewhere warm.
Oh, no. Canada. Love Canada. Never been, but I love it. But yeah, Italy. Love to go and live in Italy.
Yeah.
Like, just Italy,
Yeah.
Italy, Italian beer, pasta, pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Women. It's I'm quite a hermit. I love my hometown.
Yeah.
I just wish it was a better place.
It can be, but it's got potential. It's just getting the right people to look after it. I think a lot of little towns are like that.
Yeah.
It needs someone that fucking really cares about it. I'd be a great mayor. Do you know what I mean?
Vote Adam for mayor. That's it.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't go to a school reunion. I wouldn't because, I don't think you need to if you've got Facebook. because all the fucking girls at school that thought they were like really hot are like now fat, got 6 kids to 4 different dads. They're all fucking selling Avon and their own wax melts.
Yada sells Avon.
Like, I remember this. I wouldn't say I was bullied at school, but I got picked on by some girls, and you'd think it would because they liked you. It wasn't.
No.
And there was this one lass who was awful to me. She was really awful, and she used to like call me names and stuff like that. And like, I don't know, maybe 6-7 years after leaving school, like, she was fat. Like, fair enough. Like, she'd put loads of weight on, but like, she was like, I think she's got quite a few kids already, and she was like sweeping up in a chippy. Nothing wrong with working in a chippy or anything, but it's just like, I was thinking, wow, you thought you was fucking really something.
Yeah, you thought you was the next fucking Barbie.
Yeah, and look where it's got you from just being a cunt like, at school. You working at the local fucking chippy, good for you. Like, that's your prospects straight out of leaving school. Like, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a shame I don't get to speak to more people that I did go to school with. I had a good group of mates and stuff. You know, but fucking life gets in the way, I suppose, doesn't it? And everyone does their own thing.
And I think that's sort of why your friendship group goes really small as you get older.
Yeah. I mean, I probably sacrificed a lot of mine joining bands, like, because that was my whole thing. So I made new friends from just doing music and stuff.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to see the people I was hanging about with before. And then I feel guilty sometimes. It's like, oh, I didn't speak to them. I haven't spoke to them for years. And I'm like, well, to be fair, it's the fucking same. They haven't spoke to me either.
Yeah.
You know, so
exactly.
I'd rather keep my friendship group small anyway, to be honest, because fucking, you know, less people stab me in the back, aren't they?
And I fucking hate it when they're like, oh, I've not heard from you for ages. Snap, crackle and pop. You fucking haven't messaged me either.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what do you want?
Works both ways. And I did feel guilty at one bit. It's like, oh, maybe I should message them. I'm like, it's been 12 years. I haven't heard from them either, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm guilty for it as well. I'm very guilty I don't message people a lot. And I think to myself sometimes like, oh, I should really message these people and like reconnect, and especially because they're still in the hometown that I know and stuff like that. And it's like, I should do, but CBA, I've been at work all day. I just want to mong out on the sofa.
Yeah, and fuck socialising, because
you have a social battery. You have a social battery, and it needs recharging.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'd rather sit flicking through shit TikToks than try and ask someone, how's your day? How you been? What you been up to these past 5 years? Oh, we should meet up sometime. We're not going to meet up.
The amount of times I've had that conversation with like friends from school or people I've worked with years ago. So, let's fucking get together for a pint or something. And it's just like, I'm still waiting for a message back myself. So, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of them.
Yeah. It's just life.
Yeah, gets in the way. So, well, we're getting close to ending, I think. So, thanks for everyone's messages. Mm-hmm. We've got some cool ones.
Yes.
I believe you've got one to read first, have you?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yeah, I had one sent in. So thank you to Carl from Barnsley.
Carl from Barnsley.
It's Carl from Barnsley. Check his toes. Right, so it's a bit long-winded. Okay. So you'll have to bear with me. And I'm a bit of a... Can't say that word. I'm a bit not normal. So anyway.
Yeah, we need to watch his words, because I think from the last episode... don't. Let's not go there. Yeah.
Yeah, let's avoid that like the plague. Anyway. So, this is from Carl. So after having sex with the fourth girl...
Straight in. Just got straight in.
This is what we want. This is great.
Cheers, Carl. I'm already impressed.
Well, I've read this and I was sat at home laughing. So this is fucking fantastic. Especially the choice of words is used. Okay. So, after having sex with the fourth girl of my young life at the time, I decided to get an STD check. Not
Sensible.
for any physical reasons, mostly for the emotional reassurance, as you would.
Sensible.
Yeah.
Well done.
Anyways, I called my neighbour across the street who was 3 years older than me. He's basically my big brother. And I told him that I'd made an appointment to go and get checked. And I asked him what it entailed. Because we've all heard the horror stories of
the umbrella.
STGs. Yes.
Yeah.
The umbrella.
Yeah, I'm going to put an umbrella down your jab side.
That gives every man nightmares.
Yeah.
So, he said it wasn't too bad. They did a sperm sample, swabbed his dick, and checked his blood, etc.
Swabbed wanted
Again,
his dick.
I love the fucking choice of words. This is fantastic. So I felt pretty prepared going in there a few days later. On my way to clinic, I was feeling pretty nervous to ejaculate in a cup, but I reassured myself that it was going to be fine. When I finally got there, an older lady called my name and handed me a clear cup and escorted me to the restroom and said, "Please go in here." I was picturing more of a comfortable room where I could do my private thing of choking my chicken.
Choking me chicken. Go on.
But I thought, fuck it, the bathroom will suffice. I remember looking around for some pornographic material because my neighbour said that they provide you with some, but there were not.
I think his neighbour's winding him up.
I remember thinking, what the fuck? This place just expects us to use our imagination. So, disappointed, I said, oh well, not like I haven't used my imagination before. So, I began.
Into the wank bank.
Yeah. It's a wank bank.
Yeah.
Pulling it out. Barbara, hello.
I've got questions, but continue.
So, I began. Yes, masturbating over the sink. Anyways.
Is this a public toilet?
I don't know why over the sink. I'm not just standing up over the toilet. Just over the sink.
Go in a cubicle. Someone just walks in. Hello,
Well, I'd like to think it's a private toilet.
well, I hope so.
It's just, morning, Bob. Here again. So anyways, I remember amazingly rubbing one out pretty fucking fast. Almost too fast. So I thought that I'd wait in there for an additional 10 minutes because I didn't want to hear her. So I didn't want her to think that I was some type of freak. After waiting in there for what felt like an eternity, I finally handed my semen-filled cup back to the old lady nurse, who acted impatient and upset that I took so long. I began following her down the hallway. Right.
Come on.
So, I'll compose.
I've got questions.
The woman set the cup up on this desk table thingy, looked at it, and then picked it up again, and she jiggled the cup a little bit. She stopped. I held my breath as I looked at her face as I saw it turn from confusion to sheer horror.
Yeah. This might answer my question.
She turns to me and goes, sir, we only needed your urine.
I knew it. I've been for these tests before. I've never been told to... His mates fucking wound him up there, hasn't he? His mates had him there. Oh, yeah, you got to wank into a cup.
I just handed this woman just a cup of cum.
What the fuck's that?
Just jiggling it around this is a bit thick for piss.
It's a bit gloopy. Are you all right?
So it goes on. I will never forget the feeling that I had at the very moment. My face got red and I felt immediately hot. My legs felt weak. I just wanted to get the fuck out of there.
Imagine the embarrassment. What a cunt.
Honestly.
Sorry, Carl. What a cunt.
My legs aren't working. I'm just staring at you uncomfortably right now.
Oh my
I can't
God.
move. So, God, I just wanted to get the fuck out of there. There have been so many embarrassing moments in my life, but luckily I can think pretty quickly on my feet and I can dig my way out of most uncomfortable situations. But as for this moment, there were no fucking shovel in sight for me to dig myself out of. Nothing to say, nothing to do. I just stood there terrified. I just jizzed in a fucking urine sample cup. And now this poor elderly woman, who was probably months away from retirement, was now horrified and confused as to she was gripping a hot cup of my potential babies.
Oh my God.
Potential babies.
Hot cup of potential babies. Fucking hell.
I'm guessing the clinic never trained her for situations like this. Even if she had made a joke to lighten the mood, it would have been better. It would have killed the tension in the room. Instead, she remained stoic. I felt awkward and scared. I felt like a monster.
You fucking monster.
After going back to pee and a few tests later, I got the fuck out of there. After much reflection, though, I now think that she deserved it. Because honestly, yes, I did assume that she wanted a sperm sample, but the woman never specified what she wanted. Therefore, she assumed I knew too. And when both people are just assuming, chances are that one of them is going to get a cupful of the other one's jizz. It's just the way it is.
No. I mean, has his mate told him he's got a jizz in it? Or has he just took it on himself?
He's definitely stitched him up.
It's either that or he's just never seen a fucking urine cup before.
Exactly, like, oh my God.
Fucking hell.
And he said, God, I still cringe just thinking about that day. Sometimes when I'm looking at myself in the mirror, I randomly think of that old woman's face as she realised that she's holding a cup filled with my hot semen soldiers. And I just bust out laughing and shake my head. Good times. Good luck with the podcast, guys.
Well, thank you for that. I think.
Cup filled with my hot semen soldiers.
What a fucking tool.
Just imagine the embarrassment. This old woman. It wouldn't be so bad if it was like some fitty, but it's an old woman.
I don't think she needed to explain that it had to be urine.
Surely not.
What a fucking
You've gone into
moron.
a toilet with no pornographic material. Like, surely that's a giveaway.
Yeah, you're not going to freeze your sperm or anything. You're going for a clap test.
You've just gone to see if you've got chlamydia.
Fucking
Like,
hell.
Honestly,
Did he have chlamydia? Did he say?
No. No, we actually never said. He obviously had an STD.
Well,
sucks to be you.
Yeah, well, fair play for going to check yourself out. That's healthy. People should do that.
I have never had an STD test.
Have you not?
Never.
You could be riddled.
Could be.
I went twice, I think, when I was younger.
Did you have the umbrella?
No. It was a urine sample and I didn't jizz in the fucking cup. I pissed it as I should do. I'm not sure she told me to, but I think I got the gist when I got there. Like,
Got the jizz.
what a fucking moron, Carl.
Like, fucking hell, dude. Come
Fuck
on.
me, mate.
Jeez.
Jeez. Well.
Jeez.
Jesus. Well, I have got a story sent in, and it's actually to do with the supernatural thing we went on with.
I'm going to say, mine has got absolutely nothing to do with
it. No, I know.
supernatural.
I thought I'll keep this one because this got sent in before we did the first episode, so I thought I'll keep it back for this one. I'm just trying to get over that. Sorry, Carl. Fucking hell.
Jizz in a cup. Jizz in a cup.
Jizz in a cup.
Jizz in a cup. You like jizz. We all like jizz. Jizz in a cup. Jizz in a cup.
Do we? What's wrong with you? Anyway, let's fucking read this last message. This is from... Right, let's fucking recompose. This is from B. Edwards. Shout out B. She's a fan of the band and a friend of ours now. So
Hi, B.
says, right, here goes. So it all started when we moved to our second house. Our son Joe was about 3, I think. I often heard him chattering and playing upstairs. Didn't think anything of it. No, kids do that, I guess. The house had always seemed fine, but his room was significantly cooler than the others. Was your radiator turned on?
Was he on an exterior wall?
In fact, dramatically so. Window was open. No, I always assumed it was due to the large window. Close it, B.
I know, come on, man. It's 3-year-old. Child abuse.
Says, however, one day I heard Joe really animated talking to someone, so I went upstairs to see what was going on. He was talking to the corner of the room, so I jokingly said, who are you talking to, Joe? My spirit friend, Mummy.
Oh, my God.
This is 3-year-old.
3-year-old saying spirit friend.
Where's he hearing that?
Exactly.
Now, bear in mind that he was 3. That's not the usual thing for a toddler, albeit a particular sparky one. Would say, in the right context, I went cold, thinking, okay. As you would do.
Yeah.
A 3-year-old saying, my spirit friend.
Your soul would leave your body.
Yeah. So I left it for that day. Obviously told Darren, etc. Darren Oroff. Shout out Darren.
Hi, Darren.
Sometime after, he was chattering away, and I asked if he was talking to the same person. Yes, Mummy. He's making me laugh being silly. So I asked some questions while shitting myself.
Oh my God.
He was about 6. Older friends said he was the same age as. Was wearing funny clothes and a hat. Was funny. So he's wearing funny clothes and a hat. So gives you like Victorian vibes, maybe.
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah, Victorian.
Yeah. My husband then told me that he'd always felt watched in the house and hadn't said anything because he knew it'd freak me out. It did, but didn't. I didn't feel threatened. We'd not had anything nasty happen, just bumps, doors closing and cold spots exactly. And Joe didn't seem scared by him.
Doors closing?
Yeah.
See, that'd be freaky enough.
Especially when, dramatically slamming. Like.
I suppose if you shut the window, then you couldn't get the draft.
The draft would stop and the fucking doors wouldn't slam.
Guess what? Your house would be warm.
So we carried on for another 5 or 6 years without anything more happening. Close the window then. Our second baby was born and unfortunately became very poorly with cancer aged 8 months.
Oh, bless him.
Awful. So the issue became a nothing issue. Fucking hell, that's awful.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that.
I didn't even know that, B. So nothing happened in the house apart from Joe very occasionally mentioning the boy. The final straw for me, though, was one night the whole house was fast asleep and we had a pine bed with a slatted head and footboard. My foot had gone through the bars and was outside the duvet. I felt something, a hand, and squeezed my foot.
Oh,
I leapt out. Oh God, yeah. I leapt out of bed, shouting at Darren, saying, "You bastard, that's not funny." He'd been fast asleep. I ran to the boys, who were both fast asleep.
She was about to get scary movied. She was about to get fucked by a ghost. Just point it out there, B. You was about to get fucked by a ghost.
Paranormal activity shit going on there. Fucking hell. So both boys fast asleep as well. I've no explanation for it. I wasn't dreaming. I can still feel the pressure around my foot if I think about it. I didn't sleep for the rest of that night. I think that's about it. We sold the house about a year after, and the buyer was an absolute cunt to us, so we didn't tell him about the friend who we'd left him. Lol. Well, fair play. Yeah. I hope he gets haunted as a fuck.
Hope he gets bummed in the night.
Things that go bummed in the night.
That's mad, like, especially because they say that children can pick up on these things just like dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Like, because obviously you can put it down to like kids' imagination and stuff, but it's like you can't tie everything in and just say, "Oh, it's your imagination." Kids are fast asleep, and then someone's just fucking tried to drag you out of bed.
Yeah,
fuck that.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. That's
like the film Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
You've seen that?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's a film. It's supposed to be based on a true story, but I remember that was like the first film that like spooked me. I remember watching it on camp, like in Blandford, and we had like a common room sort of thing.
Yeah.
And one night, this sounds so fucking weird, but I remember one night about 3 or 4 of us took quilts into common room and we put on Paranormal Activity.
Mm.
And if you've seen the film, you'll know which bit I'm on about. It's towards the end when Mike goes chasing his wife, girlfriend, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he goes down the stairs and you hear some like screaming and then a bang or something like that. Then it's silent. Mm. And then you just hear the footsteps coming up the stairs. And then all of a sudden, Micah's body just comes flying at you at the camera.
Yeah.
And I remember, imagine 3 fucking fully grown men hiding behind quilts. One of the lads jumped behind the fucking sofa to get out of the way. I remember just this one lad going, "Oh, fuck." I've just pulled the covers up to my face like, oh. 3 fully fucking grown men getting scared over a film. Oh, man.
I remember, it's weird, isn't it, how most people that see ghosts, they always tend to be Victorian. They always tend to be creepy. And it's never the fucking...
Why is it never cavemen?
Yeah. I mean,
they've been done a long time.
Maybe they've moved on.
Maybe
that's what it is. But I do remember one time I was about 14. I was staying at my girlfriend at the time's sister's house. My girlfriend was there as well.
You're right, brilliant. Yeah.
And I was in bed and she... she was.
I promise you guys, honestly.
But, so girlfriend had come into the room, switched the light off, and walked towards the bed or whatever. And I could swear at the time I'd just seen a little girl behind her. Like, and I think now I was like, it must have been in my head. It must have been.
Right.
But yeah, so a little girl stood with a little dress on and holding a teddy bear like that, in her arms.
That's classic fucking Shining.
I'm just like, have I fucking imagined that? But I can still remember it quite vividly. Can't explain it. But yeah, that's really fucking weird.
But we need to book an overnight stay
I'm game. Yeah.
at this like haunted location.
Yeah. I'm
And
game.
let's
I'm
just
so
fucking do
skeptical. So if anything happens,
We'll record it.
then I might be able to be convinced. But
Yeah.
so yeah.
We'll definitely record it as well. And if we can like get some clips of our own,
Yes.
we'll post them out.
Yeah.
Post 'em
Maybe we
out.
could do a podcast episode in the house. And
I
then
wonder if they'd allow us to.
yeah, and then if anything happens and gets picked up by the mics.
Oh my God, that'd be
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh
about
my
it.
God.
Yeah. Okay.
Fucking hell, that's right. Good idea.
Yeah. Let's do that. So we've probably come to the end of the episode now. We've got we're releasing every Friday, so this will be out, and then next Friday we'll have one with you as well. I think our next one might. I think the way it's going to work out, this next episode might be a Christmas episode.
I think we've got one more between.
We'll see. But just keep up to date on our Facebook and everywhere else, Instagram, TikTok.
We'll post our
Wherever we
links
are.
to socials in the description down below.
We shall. So keep after us. And we want some more messages.
Yes.
You've been awesome. Like,
Yes.
Carl jizzing in a cup doesn't do it for you. We need to hear your stories as well. So
And I'd just like to say as well, B, I hope that the child that Scott can't hope he or she is okay now.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what you're going through at that time. So I hope everything's okay.
yeah, shout. Cheers for sending that in, B. It's quite terrifying. So yeah, email us if you can't message us on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Email us at anmhangout@gmail.com.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
So yeah, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Ta-ra for now.